So we're back to talking about fighting games because there was a bunch of stuff that I forgot to mention last time because I was distracted by Salty Bet. So we got some Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which I was a huge fan of the original game, but I never got a chance to play the Ultimate update. And, it's been sitting on my wish list for, I guess, half a decade, and so I decided to take the plunge. Now that I'm doing a bunch of research on fighting games, I should probably play this. This intro, by the way, looks incredible. If only the actual game looked this good, but it doesn't. But anyway, let's jump right in. Okay, so let's see. So I have this crazy idea. It's an insane idea, and so essentially what I'm looking for is for somebody to listen to the idea and then tell me, hey Vec, this is a stupid ass idea, it'll never work, give up on all your hopes and dreams because you're an idiot. Because you'll see like this game, it will never work. So we're gonna jump into training mode. I'm gonna pick a few characters. Incidentally, this game, the reason why I chose to play this game is because it has, a wide variety of characters that most people are familiar with, at least on some level, and I think these characters will demonstrate my idea pretty succinctly, I suppose. So let's start with a poster boy character. We got Ryu, who's Capcom's, he's the archetype I call the poster boy. He's basic across the board. Like all his stats are completely average, and then as you go around the poster boy, the stats, they change. Like a character might be faster, or faster and have less health, or more health but they're slower, etc. You get what I mean. So let's start with a standard poster boy type. And then what's weird is that Wolverine is supposed to be Marvel's poster boy, but that doesn't make any sense. It should be Spider-Man, obviously, because he's like the default Marvel character, Even Captain America would work, I guess, because he literally is. He was like the mascot for Marvel characters. I mean, for Marvel Comics for years. For like 20 years before Spider-Man came onto the scene, but then Spider-Man was so popular, and now Spider-Man is literally the Marvel poster boy. When you think Marvel Comics, you think Spider-Man, you don't think Wolverine. Wolverine stole Spider-Man's thunder. That's just how I feel about it, but whatever. Let's see, what other character do I want to pick? I want a heavy character like Sentinel, which is fine, and then I'm going to go Rocket Raccoon. And I think these three characters will demonstrate my idea pretty well, I think. And then as for my opponent, let's go. Oh man, Taskmaster, such a cool character. They destroyed that character in the Black Widow movie. That was such a shame. Let's go with Captain Amerigo Vespucci, and then we'll go. Let's see. Capcom doesn't have a lot of heavy hitters. Oh, let's do Phoenix Wright. Yeah, for sure. And then, just for variety, an animal, right? Let's take Amaterasu, right? Random stage. So, all right, let's jump right in. Maybe I should have picked Phoenix Wright, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, you know what? I think I should. No, it doesn't matter. Oh, is this a Kuma stage? This stage is sick, dude. Anyway, I'm on this mission, right? As I mentioned a couple drops ago. I'm on this mission to come up with a design for an innovative fighting game, the same way that Smash Brothers innovated in fighting games by removing the health bar, which was really interesting. If you get rid of the health bar, the designers realize, okay, well, how do you defeat your opponent? Well, you're resorted to ring outs. Essentially, that's all you can do. If everybody's essentially invincible, then you have to win by ring out, right? And so they designed their game around forcing the player to have to get a ring out, which I think is a really good idea. So, in thinking about how to innovate in the fighting game space, it got me thinking like, okay, well, do you innovate by just stripping elements away? So if you start with the Street Fighter 2 template, like MVC3 here does, you can see all the Street Fighter 2 DNA is right here. You got Ryu, he's right there. You got Captain America. Well, he wasn't in Street Fighter 2, but imagine if he was. I bet there's that's a matchup in Salty Bet. Does that count? I don't know. But anyway, you got your Street Fighter 2 template like this, and then the more you strip elements away, so Smash Brothers got rid of the health bar, right? Okay, so that forces you to defeat your opponent through ring outs. I don't think this is a Kuma stage, because now I'm seeing ninjas in the background. I wish I knew whose stage this was. Check out this high jump. It's so cool. Let's see if we can get a better look at the ninjas. Yeah, where are those ninjas from? Why isn't Daredevil in this game? Because that looks like the Hand Clan. The Hand Clan sounds weird. But whose stage is this? Anyway, ninjas are cool, right? So, Hadouken. So if you get rid of health bars, you got to do ring outs. And then, which I thought was a really elegant solution. And I wonder what the first game to do ring outs was. It might have been Virtua Fighter in '93. I'm not sure. But I'll have to find that out later. The first game to do ring outs. Because imagine like if Smash Brothers was the first. It wasn't, but that's still interesting. So this I'm playing with a gamepad because my fight stick would just make too much noise, and the mic would capture all of it, and that wouldn't be good. But yeah, this D-pad is weak. So anyway, you start with health bars. But what else? What else could you strip away from the Street Fighter 2 template to make a new kind of game? So if Smash Brothers got rid of health bars, like, okay, well, Smash Bros doesn't have meter like this game does, and so meter isn't. I don't think that's any sort of requirement. And there are tons of fighting games out there that instead of meter, they have special moves on a cooldown. And I think Seth Killian, who was like the fighting game ambassador for Capcom back in the day, he was trying to make this fighting game where you played as stupid ass robots, and that was actually the first game to that I know of that tried to simplify the inputs for special attacks. So instead of a quarter circle to do a fireball or a Z motion to do a Shoryu, so instead of quarter circles and Z motions or half circles, can Ryu do a half circle Hadouken in this? No, he can't. Because in Street Fighter 4, that would light the opponent on fire. But there was this movement to try and simplify the inputs. I think it's stupid, because if you can't do a quarter circle, like, well, maybe you have a disability, I guess. But people that don't, people that have both hands and are perfectly capable, you know what I mean? That's starting to sound weird. From what I was told, the article that I read was like, okay, there's a movement to simplify the inputs for special attacks in fighting games because the average player has trouble doing quarter circles. The average player doesn't turn out. The article I read was not talking about people with disabilities, people that might be missing digits or entire limbs, or might have some sort of muscle dystrophy or something, as opposed to muscle atrophy. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. Somebody will correct me if it isn't. But yeah, they were talking about the average player has difficulty pulling off. Apparently I have trouble pulling it off too. But they were saying, like 50% of players can't even do a Z motion. And imagine that. And so that's why there's this movement to simplify inputs and do one button specials. And I think Street Fighter 6 has a new modern control scheme where you just tap a button and kind of like that, and you get some special stuff. So anyway, Okay, so the idea for the game, right? Um, there isn't a lot that you could take away from a fighting game, besides the health bar. You could take away, like, I mentioned, okay, what if, you have a fighting game where you can't move like this? There's no dashing, right? What if you take away movement with the D-pad? And so then your only means of moving through the level is through attacks. So, like with a forward kick, Ryu doesn't move at all. He stays in place. But there's got to be a move, I think, with the oh, like that. Nope. With a Shoryu, yeah, with a Shoryu, he moves a little bit, right? So just imagine, like, that Shoryu were to cover more distance. And I guess dive kick technically counts as that kind of game, but not really. I need to play dive kick, but dive kick actually has a move where you can just jump backwards. You can just do a backwards jump if you press 2 buttons, because that's a 2-button fighting game. Dive and kick, genius. But I want to have a full suite of buttons, in my game, which will never work. Again, I'm telling you, this game will never work. But anyway, so we got these 2 poster boy characters, right? We got Ryu and Captain America. They're basic all across the board. They have completely normal stats, and then the other characters that you might play, like Rocket Raccoon here, is microscopic, right? So his stats, they should reflect his character designs. His stature kind of gives you a hint to how his stats perform. Like maybe he's faster. Yeah, obviously. Look at that little raccoon move right here. Oh, he can run on all 4s. That's scary. But yeah, he's faster than Ryu, but he obviously has a smaller health bar, and his attacks do less damage. In fact, we can put that to the test. So let's see here. His light punch. Look at that little sliver of life taken away from the light punch. But as Ryu, his light punch does significantly more damage than what Racket Raccoon Racket Raccoon, yeah, he does less damage, right? Look, you see the little shrug he did, like, obviously. I don't know what he said. I can't hear what anybody's saying, but he's just saying, like, obviously, right? Like I'm shorter, so I have less health, but I'm faster. My attacks do less damage, but I can do quicker moves. I can get in quick before the enemy, before their move can start up. I'm just so damn quick and fast. But anyway, back to Ryu. So we got these poster boys, right? So in my idea, again, crazy idea. I need to hurry up and get to the point. I'm dragging this on way too long. So I got to thinking, and I guess in a fever dream, I was like, okay, what if you had a game where each character was a different type of game? Now, that doesn't make any sense, does it? But let me try and demonstrate. Okay, so poster boy characters, right? Ryu, Captain America. They have standard fighting game shit, right? They have health bars. They got meter. They got the wave motions. They got quarter circles, Z motions. Oh, what was that? They got all the standard stuff, right? But if you take a much weaker character, like or a character who appears to be much weaker, like Racket Raccoon. I love saying that now. Ratchet, and Clank. So if you take Rocket Raccoon, he's what if, like, he's physically he's so weak that one punch would just demolish him. Like he's just, like assume he has no health bar because one hit would kill him. Because he's an animal, and you shouldn't hurt animals. But some people like Captain America are evil, so they would kick the raccoon, and then the raccoon would die. So you know, but Rocky, being as fast as he can dash around and avoid attacks, you know. But again, he's physically weak, so you can see, like, you know, his attacks. Just imagine like they do no damage, because he's so weak. Like against a normal character like Captain America, it's like, imagine his punches do 0 damage. But check this out. He's got a claymore mine. I don't know why he has a claymore, but he can plant claymores. So he can plant traps and leave them for his enemy to run into. I don't know what that is. Like, look at that. Some kind of trap thing. Just forget he has a gun. But, you know, you have, imagine you have a character in a fighting game, you know, no health bar, but he's super quick. He can dash like a mofo, and he has to set traps throughout the environment. So then you have to imagine that this game actually takes place in a more 3D environment instead of a 2D plane. You have an actual arena that you can run around in. But, you know, laying traps, things like that. I think he has a special trap too. Let's see. Yeah, what's that? Oh, check that out. Big giant trap. How cool is that? And that's his special. So that was, you know, like part of it. And then I was thinking, like, okay, hold on. I said, hold on a second. I said, just wait a goddamn second. What if, let's take it a step further. You know, to elaborate on that point, like each character is a different type of game. So, for example, you got Ryu here as the poster boy. He's obviously Street Fighter 2. That's his game type, right? But Ratchet and Clank here. What if his fighting type, or not archetype, but I guess, yeah, combat type. His gameplay style is Super Smash Brothers, right? And so let's go back to character select. So imagine you have a roster of characters in a game, and this goes back to what I was talking about, you know, win conditions, right? So imagine every character has a distinct win condition based on their game type. So Ryu, standard Street Fighter 2 rules, right? Because he's the poster boy. So he's just standard Street Fighter 2. But then other characters have different requirements. Like Phoenix Wright, he can't fight because he's a lawyer, which is why Daredevil needs to be in this game, because that's a lawyer that can actually fight. Why isn't Daredevil in this game? It doesn't make any sense. But let's go back to the lineup. No, we don't need to see any more Ryu. Oh, we can do Strider Hiryu. That's pretty cool. Phoenix Wright, Raki, and Sentinel, because he's that's a good demonstration. And then I don't want to see any crazy color palettes, so I'm not gonna do random. But oh, sick, yeah, trombone. Let's go. Cool. All right. So did that sum up the idea well enough? I think maybe it did. I don't know. But okay, so let's bring in, you got Raki, and then okay, Sentinel here, right? So Sentinel is a robot. Doesn't have a pulse. He's got a giant frame. You know, he's got tons of health. So, you know, this would be a character that has no health bar, because no other character would be able to damage them in any way. They're like the Energizer Bunny. They just keep going and going. And you know, his idle animation, you know, it just looks oddly creepy. I don't know about anybody else, but it's kind of weird. But yeah, so here, throw the book at him. Here, have some law. Like that's a stupid attack. Like, you're not gonna hurt Spider-Man with sheets of paper. Like the paper cut isn't gonna harm him in his suit. But anyway, so let's say you got, oh man, okay, I messed up. Let's go back to character select, right? Start with Racky. Racky. Oh, Beautiful Joe. He's in this game? Sick. We'll do Mag Frickin' Nito. Because you got to. And then we'll do Sentinel. And we'll do Tron. Yep. And, oh yeah, Hulk. Yeah, why not? Cool, cool. I think this should work. But this will give you an idea of what I'm thinking. Okay, so let's say you have a game where you got, look at the size difference. Just right off the bat, you're like, Rocky, he's got no chance. He's absolutely zero. What? Like, there's no hope for him to win. Yeah, okay, let's bring in somebody else. All right, Tron. Even Tron, like, Trombone has just, like, that giant mech compared to Rocket Raccoon. It gives you the impression right off the bat, like, there's no hope. But Rocky's fast, right? He's quick, and he's got these traps. So he can lay a trap down. And so, you know, I'm imagining the way a match would play out is like, you know, for Tron or Hulk here. Let's do another snapback. Let's get Hulk in. Yeah, so you got Hulk. This is just an uneven ass matchup, right? Super one-sided. For the Hulk on the right here, his win condition, in order to win the match, he's got to KO Rocky Raccoon, which shouldn't be difficult because of how strong he is. But Rocky has the advantage because he's quick, so he can run away from a slow-ass Hulk man, right? And then you'd have a time limit. So Hulk would have to, I guess, eat Rocket Raccoon and get him in his belly within the time limit or something like that. Hey, baby, get in my belly. I wonder how much damage that did to the Scottish community. Probably not as much as Shrek, right? I don't know. Bond, let me know. Because I feel like... I feel like for years after Fat Bastard in that second Austin Powers movie, like anytime anybody heard a Scottish accent, it was just like, oh, I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. You know what I mean? What am I talking about? Getting way off topic. You know why? I feel guilty because I was one of those people. I was one of those people in the early 2000s. Whenever I heard a Scottish accent, I guess, no, Willie from The Simpsons would obviously have to be the character that did the most damage to the perception of Scottish people. And I feel like, I think like maybe Scottish people were redeemed by Cho Chang in that Harry Potter movie. I think, what was that, the fourth movie? Whichever one that was. She was smoking hot. That sounds so weird for me to say now. Because back then, it's like, you know, we were the same age. But now, well, I guess, you know, no, because I'm saying it like the actress didn't age along with me. So let me look her up real quick. Hold on. Just stand by. So Hulk has to KO Rocket Raccoon in order to win the game. Within the time limit, if he fails, if Rocket is able to escape, because that's Rocket's win condition, he's so small, you know, he has no health. Or I guess he would have a health bar, but there would be 1 HP on it. He has a 1 HP health bar, if that makes any sense, and it probably doesn't. But I'm not digging this stage, so I'm gonna go back. Let's see, where's Rocky? Or let's find another small character. Are there any other tiny little? I wish I could play as like the little serve bot that Trombone has. So let's pick her just for the hell of it. And then Nemesis because he's cool in this game. And then Beautiful Joe. Man, I haven't played that game in so many years. She-Hulk. That show was fucking terrible. Ghost Rider's tight. And then we'll do some Taskmaster, because why not? And then give me a good stage. Okay, so check this out. So, little serve bot here. You see the serve bot? Little tiny little serve bot? Little happy face dude? Next to the level 5 right there. Oh, dude, this stage is so sick. Love this stage. Man, okay, so you got imagine the little serve bot, right? Imagine he's going up against She-Hulk. You know, because that's a thing that could happen. Servbot, his win condition, in order to win the match, he just has to get away. He has to live until the end of the time limit. And he does that through parkour or whatever. So imagine this little robot dude just, you know, doing crazy parkour all over the arena. And that's how he wins the match. But She-Hulk, you know, because she's strong, she has to eat the Servbot, I guess. You know, just take a bite out of crime. And then, but maybe you'd have a character like Rocket Raccoon who could plant traps in the environment, or maybe plant like explosives, sticks of dynamite or whatever, you know, like on a mountain, and then like cause a rock slide to, you know, to fall on She-Hulk, right? Something like that. And, you know, that's how maybe he has to trap his opponent. That's his win condition. He has to, you know, like crush She-Hulk under a pile of rubble, you know? And so that's essentially the gist of the idea, is that, you know, it's a fighting game where each character is a different kind of game. So one character, like Ryu, would be Street Fighter 2, obviously. And then, you know, you'd have a character like maybe Servbot, and he's playing like, I guess, Dead by Daylight or something. I don't know. You know, because he has to run from the monster. That's what makes this game impossible to make, is like, because imagine you have, we got to go back to character select. We'll just stay here for a while. So imagine you have a mirror match and you have Ryu versus Ryu. Well, I guess, you know, that would just be a standard fighting game match, right? Standard Street Fighter 2 all across the board. But I think where this game would shine is the idea that, like, you know, one character has to fight by Street Fighter 2 rules, and then Phoenix Wright, you know, completely different. Could you have a fighting game like fight? Okay, hold on. I gotta get my thoughts together. I think I just might have had like 30 aneurysms in a row. Phoenix Wright shouldn't even be in a fighting game, because he has no place fighting. He's not a trained martial artist like that old dude, that old ass dude in those Judgment games. You know what I mean? That character's a lawyer, and he's also a karate man like Ryu here. Some Deadpool. Let's see. Thor. Yeah, Thor's cool. Iron Man. Yeah, why not? What was I talking about? So look at Phoenix Wright's moveset. You know, he's got to move like, you know, he can dig through the environment, and he's looking for clues, I guess. And there's like a, what's that? Well, that's nothing. Oh, like, what is he doing? But look at all his attacks, right? His light punch is look at a legal brief. Yes, it's interesting, right? And that does damage. That actually does more damage than Rocket Raccoon's light punch. Yep, yes. And so he's doing damage through paper cuts. He's got no place in this game. He shouldn't even be there. So imagine a fighting game where you got Deadpool, and he's going up against Phoenix Wright. But Phoenix Wright, he's not there. He's actually in a courtroom, or he's in his office compiling evidence. And then what's Deadpool doing? I guess running around doing nothing. Like, what is that? What kind of attack is that? Oh, I'm so frustrated. He's got his launcher is to sneeze, right? And that does a shit ton of damage. Like, look at all the HP that took away. He sneezes, and then he can use the force from that sneeze to launch himself into the air. Look at the mean look on his face. And it's like, you bastard. Look at his dash. You son of a bitch. Sneezes. That's his launcher. And you can use that force to launch himself 20 feet in the air. Like, why is a lawyer jumping that high? He shouldn't be doing that. There's no fighting game mechanics in the Phoenix Wright series that I know of. But hey, there's an interesting idea for a fighting game, you know, like two lawyers battling it out in court. Is Phoenix Wright a fighting game? It kind of is. When you do the objection thing, let's see, does he have it? No, that's his assistant. I think he's got a special where he goes like, objection! Let's see if I can pull it off. Nope, that's her again. Every character has two supers. I just picked up some glasses. You saw that. I have no idea how to use that. I gotta go into the command list. What is she doing? Oh, got it. Got a manila envelope. Oh shit. It's on now. And you can throw the envelope. Got another one. It's alright. I got more. Oh, I found a cell phone. I threw the cell phone. I guess that wasn't important. I gotta go to the move list. This is ridiculous. Let's see here. Steel Samurai Maya Smelting. He doesn't have a level 3 super? Or he does. No, he doesn't. Investigation mode. Oh my god, I just realized he's got different modes. He's got investigation mode, trial mode, and then turnabout mode. That's insane. Order in the court. How do I do that? Or how do I go into trial mode? Is that a thing? Mode change. Okay, alright, mode change. Did I just do it? Oh yeah, I did. That's trial mode. Oh, I need more evidence though. This character's insane. Stop doing that attack. Find another, look right there. What's he saying? Mata! He's saying, Mata! Wait! So... yeah, that's an attack, right? I think in the Phoenix Wright games, like... man, you can make the argument like that's a fighting game. Is there a multiplayer component? I gotta play those games. What is that? Is she psychic? Find some more evidence. No, I threw the glasses. Okay, I got something. I threw something. I ate dinner. Why did I eat the dinner? Dinner. This character's so complicated, but he's also super overpowered. Damn it, no, stop doing that. Oh yeah, bring Ryu back. No, wait. Okay, get the evidence. This is so stupid. This is so dumb. But I guess you get the idea of the character, right? I don't need to play this anymore. You guys figured it out? Let's see, let's do a combo. He sneezes on people. In mid-air sneeze, he gives somebody COVID, and they die. He straight up sneezes somebody to death. He literally COVIDs people into the grave. He shoves speech bubbles in. Oh man, I didn't know you could. I didn't know this game had a dizzy mechanic. That's crazy. But I guess, you know, I'm hoping that conveys the impossible idea I have. So back to character select. So to recap, right? You got your poster boy character. His rule set, standard Street Fighter 2. But then if you have a character like Sentinel, you know, he's got infinite health because he's a giant robot, and so in order to defeat him, you have to either ring out or trap him. And there would be like so for characters like Rocket Raccoon, his mechanics would be based around setting up traps in the environment that the big Juggernaut type character. Juggernaut should be in this game. Why isn't Juggernaut here? He really should be. But these big Juggernaut type characters, they would have to run over the traps because they're forced to chase down their opponent to KO them, right? And so that, like with the smaller characters being more speedy, they can dash all over the map, and then that forces the Juggernaut characters, or even like Hulk, to kind of get creative. They have to play more carefully because they're under a time limit, but they can't just rush in to an area because they might run into a Claymore mine. One of Rocky's. Why does he have claymores? That's insane. He's a space alien. They don't have Claymore mines in space, but whatever. That's not the point. So I guess from there, you kind of establish that like your roster of characters, each one has an archetype. So you got standard fighting game rules apply, like your poster boy characters, like Ryu or Wolverine. So just normal stuff, and then you have trappers like Rocky. I guess they're not capable of doing ring outs because their moveset is based around traps. And then you got speedsters or something, maybe like Amaterasu might be a speedster. And then so if Amaterasu is fighting Sentinel, then she has to do a ring out. So she has to find a way to lead Sentinel to a cliff, I guess. But then that doesn't make any sense. You see why this idea already doesn't work? Because if Amaterasu has to do ring outs, because let's say hypothetically Amaterasu has a 1 HP health bar, but she doesn't have any traps. And so if she's forced to ring out all of the characters that she goes up against, well, why can't Racket Raccoon, why can't he ring people out? So that doesn't make any sense. So you already eliminate one type of character, and so the whole thing, it starts to fall apart after a while. But I guess I can kind of see, or maybe Escape Artist. Maybe that's a good name for or Speedster. I think Speedster works. I guess Oh yeah. Okay, that might work. It's starting to come together. Okay, so far, and there's the potential for more. But so far, I have identified 4 different play styles for this hypothetical game. So you have your basic bitches. Let's call them that. You got your basic bitches like Ryu, right? Nothing special about him. And then you have your speedsters like Amaterasu. No health bar. I mean, they have 1 hit point, so if they get hit once, they're dead. But they're quick as hell, so they just have to escape. So they're you can call them escape artists, but I think speedster is more succinct and to the point. So I'm gonna go with speedster. Then you got bounty hunters, aka trappers, and their goal is to trap the opponent. They can't fight head to head, hand to hand. They can't. They can't do any damage to anyone. Or maybe they can. Maybe there's like a weight class system, right? Because I just realized something. I just realized, Ryu being a basic bitch, right? If Ryu goes up against Sentinel is still the type of character. He's what I would call a Juggernaut type, or invincible, I guess. And so, if Ryu being standard in all ways, if he fights a big guy, look at MODOK, that's ridiculous. If he fights Sentinel, who has infinite health, what's the win condition there? I guess does that mean, like, is it based on weight class in that case? Because since Sentinel can't be KO'd, but a standard poster boy type character would normally, his win condition would be based on KOing his opponent. Well, does that mean that he has to force a ring out? You know what I mean? He has to do a ring out, but he can't trap characters like Rocket, or conduct a criminal investigation like Phoenix Wright. You know what I mean? So there's all these variables that have to be accounted for, and it's obvious that this game, it's an interesting idea, but I don't see any way to make it work. Look at Hagar. That character's an idiot because he's based on Jesse Ventura, and Jesse Ventura is a complete asshole. So, Chris Redfield, look at the texture on the bottom of that boot. That's very low quality texture. Demon's Crest is a sick ass game. Remind me to play that, because the Demon's Crest, the game that this character's from, is it's a classic game. It's really good. So yeah. Anyway, I mean that's pretty much it. Like I said, ultimately what I'm looking for is for somebody to just talk me down and say, yeah, no, this game it's not gonna work. Sorry. It was an interesting idea, but it's simply unfeasible. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's I don't know. I don't think I think this is definitely going to be the last thing I talk about, last thing I say about fighting games for a while, because I can't figure this idea out, and I can't I don't know what the solution to this problem would be. But you got Ryu here, right? Like I said, he's standard, and then Iron Man, he's got that invincible Iron Man suit, so he'd be pretty fast, maybe, because he's got jets. His backpack's got jets, But if Ryu fights Iron Man, and Iron Man has no health bar because he's invincible, then you gotta do ring outs, and then, but there's no traps. He can't set like a Hadoken trap. There's no Hadoken trap that he can lay in the environment in order to, to get Tony Stark to fall into a pit or something. You know what I mean? Let me do that from farther away. Kamehameha. Ha! That was fun. Who's that? Zero? Let's play Zero. Yeah, Zero. Crazy ponytail. That was cool. Did that on accident. Anyway. Yeah, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Look forward to the next one. Alright, that's all I got.